Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Midweek Magic. I am Rob, and I'm recording a video this week, trying to figure this whole thing out. So if anything's weird and glitchy, let me know, but I think I figured it out. And we are playing a two-man online in Modern, and I am playing Mono Green Stompy, which is one of my favorite budget decks. I think it costs around 40 to 50 tickets, depending on what cards you want to throw into it. Yeah, so let's see, our opening hand. We have an Experiment 1 for turn 1 into a Dryad Militant to evolve if we don't draw our second land. I usually like more than one land, but at least we have a turn 1 into a turn 2 play, so I'm going to be greedy and we're going to keep this, and we're going to hope to draw into another land so we can follow up with a Strangleroot Geist. So I like this deck mostly because, for one, it's really affordable, and a lot of times online and in paper Magic, people are kind of intimidated by the cost of getting into the game, which I totally understand, and I'm with you. When I moved over to Magic Online to just, fuel my obsession, I was looking for something to get to kind of not break the bank, and the first deck I built was this Mono Green Stompy deck, and sure, it's not a tier 1 deck. It's hardly even a tier 2 deck. But once you get to learn it, it actually kind of plays out similar to the Infect deck. You get a lot of pump spells, a lot of cheap threats, and you kind of just race them out and hope to beat them on turn 4 or 5. Dryad Militant. That's not a land, but, at least we get to bash in for 2 this turn and 4 the following turn. Always yield to that. And turn 1 planes, not something super common in Modern. I mean, he could be playing Soul Sisters, Death and Taxes, control deck. They got a horrible opening hand. I'm not sure, so let's find out. Wall of Omens. All right. So this is probably the Prison deck, which kind of plays probably one of the most annoying games in Magic, where it basically just tries to lock the opponent out of the game and makes it so you can't really play anything, and there's no way to win, which is really miserable to play against. And as you can see, I did not draw my second land, which is why you should not be greedy, everybody. It doesn't work out. But I'm going to Rancor up my Experiment 1. I'm going to bash in with both. If he blocks the Experiment 1, his Wall of Omen dies. If he blocks Dryad Militant, no one dies, and he takes 4. So, I mean, could be worse. Or he could block no one, and that would be cool. All right, and he's blocking the Experiment. Or no, not the Experiment, Dryad Militant, which is what I expected. It's the safer play. He doesn't lose anything. Can keep up the creature for further blocks. And what's he playing? Ruined Halo. So as you can see, he's going to play this. He's going to name probably Experiment 1 or something like that. And basically, it just nerfs that card, which is really annoying. Yeah, so he named Experiment 1. It says you have protection from the chosen name. I forget if that means his creatures also do. If that's not the case, I could Prey Upon right now, fight his Wall of Omens, at least get value with the Prey Upons. Let's find out if that works. If not, I'm going to be real sad. All right, so like I thought, it says you, so CSML, he has protection from Experiment 1. So basically right now, when I just bash in with my creatures, he's only going to take 2 from the Dryad Militant, and not the 4 from the experiment one, which is, this deck's really annoying. But, it's kind of slow, and for a deck like mine that is not geared to really an Oblivion Ring. All right, what's he going to take now? Dryad Militant, give me nothing. Yep. This is what happens when you get greedy, guys. Should probably never keep a 1-lander. Hey, another land. Wonderful. So let's see. I can play Strangleroot Geist, Bastion for 2. That's really the only move I have here. Things aren't looking up. Worst case, he just has 5 lands in his hand, and I draw like an Aspect of Hydra, and then a land, I can get some Devotion out, and Day of Judgment. But hey, you know what's cool? I get my Strangleroot guys back, and my Rancor, and he's tapped out. So next turn, I can swing in for 5. Come on, Aspect of Hydra. Finds a Vastwood. All right, so I can throw Rancor on him, swing in for 5, play a Dryad Militant. I don't know how good that will be. I think I'm going to put Rancor on now, and then next turn I'm going to hold up Vines of Vastwood, and hopefully I can swing through for the rest. And I forgot to put Rancor on him. Oh, wait, I'm dumb. I intentionally did that. We have Avatar the Resolute, and since he has a +1/+1 counter, that pumps him up. So now we got a 4/3 trample, as well as a Strangleroot guy. So say he plays a Runed Halo, I'm going to, spread out my threats. Oh, deck edge. All right, non-basic land. That does not affect me. One of the benefits. Oh, and check that out. He had nothing. All right, so even though I did not play the smartest game of Magic, it all worked out. All right, so his deck is all enchantment based. So a deck like, or a cyber card like Back to Nature, Reclamation Sage. Those are definitely coming in. Choke's good in our blue-based matchups. No artifacts that I saw. Beast Within, destroy permanent. So, I mean, if he plays something like that, I could at instant speed destroy something. Probably want 2 of those. Become Immense is probably too slow. He doesn't seem to be removing any of my threats, so my graveyard isn't going to get any larger. Throne has hexproof, so he can't target it with O-Ring, but he can give himself protection from Throne. So he might also be a little slower. I think I want to basically just bring the beat down and beat him as fast as possible. I think that's probably the safest way to go about this. Let's see. Scavenging Ooze might not have a lot of food, so maybe Scavenging Ooze comes out. Dryad Militant is just a good turn 1 move. Aspect of Hydra's a good pump. Prey Upon, that's one. He does not have that many creatures. All right, I'll keep 1 in because I did get rid of that Wall of Omens in the last game, so it may turn out to be a good thing to get. So let's try this out. He is obviously on the play this game, unless it's one of those weird decks that don't want to be on the play. But I am going to keep this. I am on the draw, so I could still draw into like an Experiment 1 or a really good turn 1 play. But having an instant speed Back to Nature that I can basically play out when he starts really screwing me over is going to be pretty sweet. So next turn, I will play Strangleroot Geist most likely and Bastion for 2. And best case scenario, he kills him off. My avatar is bigger. Well, let's not say best case. But Not a bad case. Come on, play something stupid. Kitchen Fangs. You're not an enchantment. All right, well, at least he's not playing any of those nonsense Malira decks where he can just continuously pump his guys. I'm going to put Rancor on Strangler Geist, making him a 4-1. So that way, if he blocks with his Finks, I'm still going to get through for 2. He's still going to kill Strangler Geist, so when he comes back with a counter, I can then play my Avatar with Resolute as a 4-3, and he'll gain 2 life, but the Rancor is going to basically counteract any life gain from Finks if he does block this turn. So yeah, he takes 2 damage from me. So we're back at square 1. My guy's bigger, his guy's smaller, and I play Avatar the Resolute, and he is bigger. So next turn, I could play Rancor on Strangleroot Geist, have a 5-2 and a 4-3, both tramplers, which is a good time. I can pump him up if I have to, but I'll probably save this for later until he threatens some kind of removal spell, or I'm just close enough to beat him down for the win. As Nevermore enters the battlefield, name a non-land card. Hopefully he's not smart and guess back to nature. That'd be kind of a bummer. Oh, I never cast it, so I don't know why he would do there. Rancor, all right. That's cool. I'm kind of tempted to play my Back to Nature just to clear those up, but I feel like if he plays like Ruined Halo or anything like that, that's actually, you know, ruining my game plan. It's probably a better thing to just hold out for something like that to happen. So I could bash in now with Avatar the Resolute. Really no downside. He can block. It's not going to die. Whereas if I attack him with Strangleroot Geist, you know, he could block it. I'd lose it. That's no fun for anybody. Oh, and nope, undo. Man, I am just misclicking like crazy today. So, yeah. All right, God damn it. I am really dumb. So, yeah, don't watch me necessarily if you want to become a Pro Tour player, because I am just doing terrible. But, you know, that's one thing that kind of sucks about Magic Online is the world of misclicking. At least when you're playing in paper, you know, it's kind of harder to misclick, although it is easier to miss triggers. So there is a trade-off. Let's see here. Wall of Omens. Draw a card, big blocker. Not too much of a threat. I mean, I can bash through with both of my creatures. He's at 16. Let's see, Dryad Militant. So I'll play Dryad Militant. My Devotion's at 6, so an aspect of Hydra would be huge right now. Basically for 3 mana, I can get +10/+10 on a creature. I'm almost tempted to Back to Nature pretty soon, just to kind of be able to play Rancor and kind of trample through the rest of my damage, but I really feel like it's just a better play to hold out until he plays like Ruined Halo or something else really, really annoying. All right, I do want to attack with these 2 creatures. All right, so he's going down to 12 now. I have a Vines of Vastwood held up, so if he plays O-Ring, I can just kind of blanket which kind of sucks. I don't get the pump out of it, but at least I can kind of protect myself. 4 Day of Judgment, destroy all creatures. Okay. Yeah, I guess I could have not played into that, but my game plan is kind of just trying to beat down. So he's got 4 cards in hand. He hasn't played a land, so I'm not sure what he's holding. A Scavenging Ooze would be pretty sweet right now. Not a Forest. Forest is not what I want. So many forests. So many ugly M14 forests. Let's see what he's playing. If he plays something annoying, we could always end step back to nature and hope he draw into something powerful. Nevermore. Let's see what he's going to screw me out of this time. Strangler-Rootgeist. All right. I'm still holding out. Oh my God, are you serious? All right. I really should not have played into that Day of Judgment. Alrighty. Creature? Nice. Good old 1/1. All right. Enter a thing. I think he's going to say Experiment 1. And yes. All right, so this seems like a good time to end step back to nature. I'm basically blinking 4 cards now. So hopefully he doesn't draw into more stuff, which this is a very good draw. Strangler-Rootgeist, so now I can bash him for 4, 6, 8, 12. I think we could have this if I didn't do my math wrong. So Rancor, that's 8. Attack with all creatures. Go to blocks. Cast with kicker. And that is exactly 12. Hey, what do you know? All those misplays, and we still came out on top. So, yeah, I mean, as you can see, the deck's not super powerful, and added with my little misplays there. I mean, if we were playing something real, if we were playing like Affinity with a nut draw, we would have just been dead. If we were playing any of the top decks like Splinter Twin, Junk, Jund, I mean, this deck, I've won against all those decks with this deck, but I mean, you really need to get the nut draw. You'd need to basically play perfectly, and you just need to know the metagame. You need to know your deck. It really helps to just know everything when you're playing these budget decks. Just because if you just make a budget deck and you don't really know what you're playing against, it's going to be really hard to win. Like with this prison deck, I mean, I kind of knew what I was up against, but all I knew basically is that it was very enchantment heavy. So that's another one of those reasons why I have things like Back to Nature and Reclamation Stage in my sideboard, just because I like playing Magic, and cards that don't let you play Magic are not fun. Yeah, well, hey, look, I got my little booster pack, and basically, if you like what you saw, I'll probably be posting a lot more of these, and hopefully I'll get a little better. It'll be a little smoother. Hopefully less misplays on my part. But yeah, this is Rob with Midweek Magic on Chrono Speakeasy, and see you guys later.